Diaz, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye. In a menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. This time it's over here. Ding. Put your notification bell on all, so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel. It's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and very much so appreciative. So gracias. So I wanted to take it back. I wanted to take it way back. You know, original Gunners Collective content and material. You know, it's all good with all this new school shit and all these new videos I do, these trending topics. But aren't you guys tired of Diddy already? I know Meek Mill is, right? So we're not going to talk about Diddy this morning, especially not on this channel. We're not going to do all that. I'm going to take you guys back to a story that happened about a notorious gang member, a very well-known gang member that anyone who's been in prison, they might not know him personally, but they definitely know his name and know his impact on the whole rhythm of what's going on in prison, right? In the California system. How I witnessed with my own eyes this guy whipping someone damn near to death on the yard with a state belt. Right? So let me tell you guys the story on how this happened. And I laugh, but it's not a laughing matter. Anytime someone's getting victimized or smashed on, well, this guy deserved it, right? But most times, man, it's just not a laughing matter. People lose their lives, especially on the California prison yards. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. Not people losing their lives, but I've been a part of pegadas and things like that. And I can just tell you this straight up. It's never a good look. Ever. So for those of you aspiring to go to prison and think it's all cool, you better watch out, because the big bad wolf might just come out with his state belt and whip your ass like baby boy all up on the yard. So this is what happened. So this particular group where this gang leader's from, he's held in high regard, high esteem. And he doesn't last too long on the yards. Every yard they send him to, he finds himself either like, he's watched extensively just because his nature, his charismatic ways, the way this guy is. And he doesn't last very long. Either they target him, the IGI, the ISU target him, and they find a reason to remove him off a yard, or someone writes a 1030, which basically is saying that, hey, they can't be on the yard with this guy. So because so many people write 1030s on this guy, he's usually moved from facility to facility. Like I said, he doesn't last long. His influence on his group, his gang, and his impact is pretty extensive and heavy. He gets straight to it. So, so I'm in on a violation, right? I'm in on a violation, and I'll tell you this, man. I'm no longer in great standings, so I hit a 50-50 yard. Now, this yard has Northerners that are non-active, and everyone else is supposedly active, but they're lightweight not, man. For them to even function or program on yards with any type of non-actives, which they consider PCs or whatever the case may be, that means they're all bad. They could sit here and say, oh man, I'm good. We're allowed to do this. We're allowed to do that. But at the end of the day, hey, you function on a yard with a Vato, a dropout gang member, or someone who wasn't part of something. So I'll let you tell your story. But whatever, right? However they want to function and program and lie to you. But I'm telling truths here. So I'm on this yard on a violation, and the presence of different gang members, people that still thought they were functioning and active, was there. Motherfuckers were gangbanging, right? So this guy I had heard a lot about, but I never got to see him. And I'm not mentioning his name because he has ongoing cases and things going on. And I just don't want to shine or put any more cloud on this man's name. No disrespect to him. But at the same time, I tell the story to tell the story because it was a pretty funny story at the end of the day. Dangerous but funny. But I'm not trying to shed light to his name. Okay? He already does that enough for himself. So anyways, I had heard this guy's name. And so when I get there, I get a celly. And he's like kind of giving me the rundown of who's who and what's what and how's it going on that yard. So I'm like, look, bro, I'm just here to fucking do my time, do a little machina, a little workout, kick with some of the homies, and get the fuck on, right? I ain't doing nothing but a fucking little 4-month violation. He says, I get it, bro. It ain't nothing to it. He said, now look, this is how the yard is comprised. This is what it's made up of. These Vatos kick it here. These Vatos kick it there. As long as your paperwork is good in the hood, everything's good. So I said, all right, cool. It ain't nothing to it. My paperwork's righteous. Hey, I'm just in on a violation. This is my controlling case. This is where I've been. This is what's going on with me. I ain't no fucking sucker, no punk. I'll handle my business, but at the same time, I'm just trying to get on down the road. Jack, he says, I get it. So he tells me, hey, this guy's on the yard, this guy's in the yard. And then he mentions this guy's name, and I go, what? He's on this yard? I said, I've always wondered what this guy looked like or wanted to run into him. Now, mind you, this is my first violation on my first term ever in California. So I had never did a violation. So I didn't even know what a fucking violation. I knew what a violation was. I'm not stupid, but I didn't know, exactly what it entailed. And do I get extra credit or a gold star next to my name? I don't know, right? So anyways, he tells me this guy's name, and I was like, damn. And I pictured this guy in my mind with a big old Rocha, lentes on, one of those dudes all tatted down, walking the yard, bald-headed, just gang-banged out. When you think about gang leaders, notorious gang leaders that have put in work and that have established things, you think about individuals like that. At least I did. Okay, that's the way I pictured OGs, veteranos, because I had been around some of those. My tios had the big old whips, the lentes on at all times, even at night, right? All gatoed out in the corners. Like, these are the dudes that I picture doing things, right? But that's not the case. Sometimes surprises. Surprise, surprise, right? It'd be the guy you least expect. And so when I hit the yard and he points him out to me, hey, there's that dude right there. I see him. I'm like, what the fuck, right? I couldn't believe it. But he wasn't what I pictured in my mind, but whatever. Like I said, man, you can't judge a book by its cover, especially in the California prison system. The quietest ones are the major hitters. So for the first few days, I'm doing my thing on the yard. I don't have no interaction with this guy. There's no reason to. I'm not part of his group. I see him facilitating his little messages and doing his thing. Now, he had just got there about a month prior to me getting there. So he's still new to that yard as well. So everybody's taking him commissary. I see every yard unlocked. People bringing him salt bars, people bringing him stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker got it like that. He's got a lot of juice within his group, right? He's actually looked at like as a king within his group. But he is definitely a notorious gang leader. And he is about the business. So what had been going on prior to me getting there was his group and the whites were getting into it, okay? And there was this white dude, I guess, that decided for no other reason, man, he was going to start burning people, okay? He was going to start not burning people because that would get his whole crew locked up, get him caught up. But he was going to start playing people like, hey, man, I'll pay you back. So he was doing a lot of dope, getting a lot of pills on the yard. At that time, there was a thing called Narotans, nanas. And that's what people were slanging out there, man. There, of course, was heavy drugs. But these things, man, you could get free. So that was people's hustle. They would go to medical, tell them they had nerve damage or whatever they had to tell them. Get these nanas. They would get them 3-4 times a day. And they would act like they're swallowing them, spit them out, and then slang them for $2-3 on the yard. Sometimes even $5 on the yard. And people wanted to get high. They want to do anything on the prison yard to forget where they're at, right? So that was a hustle. So this dude was out there fucking getting a whole bunch of Narotans on credit from people and then burning them. Just giving them the drag. Not necessarily burning them, but he had so many people in pocket, like so many people he owed. He would definitely like, hey, bro, I got you this time. I'm going to get you next canteen. He didn't tell him that in the beginning. Oh, I got you on commissary. Yeah, he didn't tell you fucking what commissary. It's December. He's got you on June draw, right? So by him doing this, he was starting to raise eyebrows. So I guess he had fucked with this dude's group and he had not paid him back, man. And they had kind of chalked it up. They kind of weren't that deep. Didn't really want no fucking, problems. Especially with the whites. Being non-active Northerners, they didn't want really that smoke with the whites. And I could understand it. These active groups move differently. And at least I thought up to this point, right? So what happened was when this gang leader came from the hole or wherever he was transferred from, he, he's kind of getting the feel and the rundown for the yard. Automatically, he took the keys from his people to the yard. This is his yard now. And like I said, he's the type of character where everybody was in awe of him. And I used to walk around the yard, like I said, for about a week, and I'd look at him. And one time I seen him and kind of nodded. Well, we had a mutual homeboy. So I had a homeboy from my town who was actually part of that dude's gang, right? So the homeboy, I knew him as a homie, from the town. Like we grew up together, and he was righteous. He was solid. He found himself on that side. He found himself functioning within that group before I got there. So I remember when I seen him, like, hey, he sent me a Wheelock. Hey, fucking, I'm here on the yard. So we ran into each other. And of course, he had been down for a long time on a murder case. So I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? What's up with it? And he's like, nah, bro, it's all good, man. I'm just right here doing my thing. I saw you're one of those. You're part of that group. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. It was a dropout gang, right? And I didn't want no affiliation. I didn't want to be a part of that, you know? Not saying it was bad or good. I'm not going to sit here and dispute what they got going on because I don't know what the fuck they got going on because I made it my business not to make their business my business. So I said, hey, bro, you got to do you. You're going to be here forever. I'm just doing a few months, bro, and I'm going to get on down the road. But, you're still my homie. I still got love for you. And so we'd walk the yard and he'd be giving me the rundown and he'd talk too much. Like he'd be telling me all their business that I didn't care about. All I cared about was how many 22s were we going to do on the yard. I didn't give a fuck about what they had going on. So the background after he told me was this, that I guess the white guys had failed to pay. And when they brought it up to that dude said, no, we need to make an example. See, he wasn't going to just let it go. And that's the type of figure this dude is. He doesn't just let shit go. He handles his business. And quietly as it's kept, without saying his name, I'm sure a lot of you guys understand or are thinking about who it is. And I know a lot of people don't like him because of the way he is. But at the end of the day, it just is what it is, man. You can't say, knock that dude. Dude got major hands. Dude is willing to go all out for his gente. And that's just straight up. And the cool part about this is how you know about a leader in the California prison system. They're willing to go all the way and they're willing to lead by example. So you got people that want to be gang leaders and want to be a part of a group and they never do nothing. You always wonder, how the fuck is this guy in position, the position he's in? Why? Because he has the look or because his eyebrows are crooked? What the fuck is going on here? I've never seen the Vato put in work. I've never seen this Vato do a pegada or removal. He's never been part of it other than writing the huila and telling us what to do, right? And I've ran into a lot of characters like that. They're quick to tell you what to do and how to do it, but they never show you hands-on. There's no on-the-job training. It's just, hey, bro, this Vato needs to go. You never get to ask why. They're not going to tell you why. Just he needs to go or you need to go. So okay, he's going to go first, right? And that's just the way it is. But the person who's doing the pegada or the person that's on the squad handling the business always goes to the oil when you're sitting there in the hole or in the shoe term and you wonder why, what happened. You might hear down the road, oh, this fool had bad paperwork, so this is what happened. But you never get to really question it because once you start questioning, they're going to take it as you're refusing to do a pegada. I just want to know what the fuck, this is my life. I only got one of them. I want to know why, I'm going to sacrifice years in a hole in my life for a guy. Now, if the dude's all bad, he's a weirdo, he's a rat, he's a fucking chomo. Yes, okay, I'm willing to make that ultimate sacrifice. But if you just don't like him because he fucking stuck his finger in your old lady's school and she liked it and you didn't, well, homie, that's on you. You know what I mean? Press your issue. But whatever, right? Press rewind and back to the story. So I guess because this white dude had failed to pay these guys back, this guy was going to make an example. So I remember that day, man. We went to Chow. It was Grand Slam Day. For those of you that have never been to prison in the California system, there's a few meals that you can't miss. One is called chicken on the bone. You got to get the chicken on the bone, right? Hey, every brother comes, brothers that you never seen on the yard before, like, damn, that's X-rated. Everyone's on the yard to get the chicken on the bone, right? Another meal is hamburgers, cheeseburgers, whatever. Everyone's coming out to get that burger, man. Some people don't eat it inside the cafeteria or the kitchen or whatever you want to call it, right? The chow hall. Some people just like the patty. They take as many patties back, chop them up, throw them in the spread. It's fire. Believe me, I did it a million times. And then there's the Grand Slam. Cinnamon roll, Grand Slam. Cinnamon rolls, some facilities get it, some don't. But the Grand Slam, definitely everyone shows up for. Get a couple eggs, hash browns, sausage. Makes you feel like you're at Denny's again. Low budget Denny's. Sometimes it tastes better than Denny's. I ain't gonna lie, right? And it was Grand Slam Day. I'll never forget. So we all woke up, man. And I could tell there was tension on the yard. Again, like I've said in plenty of my spills, you could always tell when something's about to fucking go down. And I seen this group, they were sitting at their tables and they were huddled up and they were being secretive. I mean, it was so fucking obvious. Everyone could tell. So I told my boy, man, he was over there with the little group. We're walking back. He's going to his building. I'm going to mine. But I wait, kind of slow drag and wait on him. I'm like, what's up, bro? What's up with your hand thing? And of course, he got a big mouth, right? So he tells me, yeah, it's going to go down on the yard. Watch this shit, man. It's going to go down. And I said, well, I want to be as far away from you motherfuckers as possible, bro. Because I'm not trying to get caught up in your shit. I got a couple months left. I'm trying to get up out of here, bro. I'm trying to go eat fucking a California burrito. You know what I'm saying? At Victoria's on 16th Street. I'm trying to get somewhere. He's like, damn, homie, like that? Exactly like that, bro. So let me know where this shit's going down, because I'll fuck around and slap the shit out of you. I don't give a fuck if you're doing life, right? So he's like, because he's the little homie. So he's telling me like this, hey, bro, yeah, just stay over there and watch. So I'm thinking they're going to do some high power pegada shit. Like they're going to fucking smash someone like bad. There's going to be a body that day is what I'm thinking, right? And I'm privy to it, and I don't want to be. The last thing you want to do is know what's exactly going to happen in prison, because it's like you're an accomplice to this shit. Like you could have prevented it. And if the IGI or anyone finds out that you knew before it happened, then you might as well fucking did it yourself. You're just as involved, right? But at this moment in time, because I had no affiliation besides my homeboy kicking it with these cats, I would never be a suspect, right? So I'm over here kicking it with some black dudes and a couple non-affiliated homeboys that are just ex-Norteños that don't involve themselves in the dropout gang bullshit, right? And we're working out and I'm waiting, nothing happening. Then I see the movement, right? Then I see the fucking movida happen. The dude, the gang leader, the high power dude, right? I see him come he's hitting the track with a couple dudes, right? And you could have 2 or 3 dudes with you. Anytime you have 4 or 5, that's a gaggle. And the tower's going to notice and they're going to shut the yard down. Like, you can't be that grouped up. But they're moving thick, right? They're moving thick, like uniformed. I'm like, oh, it's about to go down. And so this white dude has a sandbag. He's on the sandbag, right? So what happens is there's an area where there's bars. The whites have their little area of bars. And there's Southerners or whatever. They're to the side doing their thing. And there's like a lot of dirt. And people have dug up the dirt, made like holes right there. And they fill up t-shirts and water bags. And they make fucking like sandbags. So he's over there, yeah, brother, I fucking burned everyone, brother. Nah, right? He's getting his shit. He's all happy. Let me tell you something, bro. This gang leader dude comes right up to him and they're having a conversation. And I start to notice more whites start to come. He's only with one other white dude, right? So they're surrounded. More white dudes start to come. And before they can come, this dude just hits this white dude. Boom! No, brother! Right? And as he hits his head on the pull-up bar, or the dip bar. This fucking dude has a leather belt. I know it's his state belt. This was his state belt. He had a leather belt, like the kind on the streets, bro, with the buckle. This motherfucker got to just whipping on this dude right on the yard with the belt. He didn't stab him. He didn't maim him. This motherfucker broke out the belt, was whipping him. I told you never to fuck with my homeboys. Show! I was like, what the? I had never in my life seen nothing like this. The white dude was like, stop it, brother. I'm getting whipped by a Mexican. Stop, brother, stop. Right? I'll pay you, right? This fool whipped him on the yard. Hey, look it. True story, facts. God is my witness. The white dude that he was with didn't even jump because he's surrounded. They're telling him, what's up, homie? The way you want to get it? He's kind of backing up. Other white dudes come running and see what's happening and start laughing. They started laughing. Okay? And then it kicked off. Boom. As they're running there, they're like, look at old Harry. Harry getting fucked up. He's like, brother, help, brother. There's a fucking Mexican with a belt, right? That fool was whipping the shit out of him on the yard. The whole yard's erupting in laughter. Even the cops are like, we're not even gonna shoot these fools. It's just funny, right? Whites rushed. These fools got off, right? Laid the yard down. I had never seen nothing like that in my life. That gained a level of respect from me to this man on a whole different level. Because, see, what this guy did was he felt that this guy wasn't even in his league. So instead of stabbing him and catching all day and doing all these different things, he was just going to go whip his ass, literally, in front of the whole yard and show them exactly what he thought about this guy. You know, and that leads me to this. You know, on these yards that are non-active, these 50-50 yards or SNY yards, people seem to think people lost their gangsterism. People seem to think, oh man, you're a sucker, bro. You don't got it in you anymore. You were scared to do this and scared to do that. Not everybody. Okay, there's those of us like myself that, hey, if it came to it and I had to get busy, let's do what we got to do, man. We're grown men and we're in prison. I don't give a fuck what side of the yard this is on. Let's get it. And then there are those that are cowards, that will check in, that are punks, that will run away, right? And then there are those that don't give a fuck, bro, right? They just don't care. They're doing life anyways. They're facing a lot of time. Or I've seen dudes facing 2 days, man, and we'll get off. It just is what it is, okay? I myself, I just had my right frame of mind. Look, I'm not going to involve myself in anything extra. I'll do the bare necessities of what I got to do. If someone comes in my space and I have to handle my business, yes. But going over there and whipping a motherfucker about, that's not my stilo, right? But that was his. So this gang leader, man, did that shit. And that's just another notch on his belt. Now, the reason I don't say his name, and I'm sure you guys could kind of figure out who he is because he has an ongoing case. You know, he just did a pegada and all that. And I just don't want to give any more information or make him shed a bad light on him. And without saying his name, they could only wonder, right? Those that know. Those that don't need to know. And that's just what it is. You know, there's a lot of names that get used on social media of guys that have ongoing cases or guys that got shit going on, man. And I started thinking the other day, like, what are we doing here as content creators? You know, tell stories about your own life, man. But when you start mentioning other people's names that actually have something going on, I mean, fuck P. Diddy. He already fucked himself. And Meek Mill and Justin Bieber and everyone else, right? So we could care less about a celebrity like that. But I'm talking about these notorious figures that are in the California prison system. You know, these dudes that fucking are with the shit. You know, not saying P. Diddy isn't with the shit. I mean, he likes shit. At the end of his day, I don't know. It gets real baby oilish over there. Anyways, I didn't say Billie Eilish. I said baby oilish. Real talk, right? Anyways, with that being said, it was the funniest shit I seen on the yard. And then I told the homeboy, so they got off, right? Some dudes got caught up, some didn't. My homeboy didn't, mysteriously, right? So I see him a few days later on the yard, right? Because we didn't have yard for like a day or two, so they figured it out. They put the white boys on lockdown, or the white men, excuse me, on lockdown. And then they put these cats on lockdown, took a lot of them to the hole. They were taking them off the yard. And I talked to the homie and I was like, bro, what happened? He said, bro, that's an ass whooping. I said, you motherfuckers are stupid. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I got bangers today. I got bangers giving bangers piggyback rides. I'm dropping an extensive amount of bangers today on both channels. Let's fucking get it. Thumbs up, like and subscribe. If you don't know about my other channels, the Collective Clips, go over there immediately because I will be dropping a banger over there in a little bit. The Gun.